Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, guess what? Rick Beato has a Fender video. Can you believe that I missed that when I made my other Fender video? This is where I should have been. But you know what? I do like the build-up, and I do like that I got to form my very half-baked opinion on this whole Fender situation. I'm in a lot of debt, and I got evicted from my apartment. And in fact, they didn't even let me take my computers and stuff out of the apartment just because they wanted it as collateral. But it's the morning, and the landlords have left, and they don't know that I keep the window back there unlocked. So I'm here for one more last Fender Rick Beato video, and I mean that. This is the last video. I actually sold my channel to Machinima already. They needed me to transfer some funds in Bitcoin. I don't know why I needed to send them money for them to buy my channel, but I ended up sending them like $10,000 of money I don't even have. I haven't heard from them since, and they have my email passwords, and they have my bank passwords. I've been evicted. I mentioned that. Yeah, things just ain't going too well for me. I haven't gotten any other sponsorships other than Walgreens yet, but I'm really hoping that this whole Fender situation is really what's going to propel my channel into the mainstream. I've really been chasing that Martian dragon, chasing the classical dragon, if you will. But I'm hoping this Fender situation is what I need. I should give you a little bit of background about who I am. I am a classical guitarist here on YouTube. And what does it mean to be a classical guitarist? Don't ask us how we're doing. Don't ask. It's not nice. You know how we're doing, okay? It's actually a fact that I am the most successful classical guitarist on earth, and my life is a flippin' disaster. Hey, before we jump into this, maybe I should remind you of my opinion that I have on the Fender situation that I made up in the last video on the spot. When you look at that guitar, does it look like anything else other than a Fender Stratocaster, and they're suing other people for making guitars that look exactly the same? Hey, and you know what? I've gotten comments about this. Let me look it up really quick. From the last video, this is from Rex Jansen 7717. I hope those aren't the last four numbers of your social. I made that mistake sending that to Machinima. I gave them all the numbers. But you said, how's that to apply to acoustics? They most all look the same. So here is the difference between an acoustic and an electric guitar. And I mean this for all acoustic guitars, classical guitars, steel string guitars. They have to be built in a particular way because they're utilizing acoustics to actually project sound. And because of that, they all kind of do have to look exactly the same because actual physical structures of the guitar determine how it sounds. It matters what it looks like. So we've settled on that shape back there just because it sounds the best. Now you can change things slightly, like you can give it a cutaway for upper fret access. I believe that it makes the guitar sound worse. A lot of you believe that it doesn't affect anything because that part of the soundboard doesn't actually resonate or like vibrate. I don't buy that at all. I feel like it would do something. And I also just have anecdotal evidence of that because I've been in high-end boutique guitar shops with like several $1,000 acoustic guitars with cutaways, and they all sound worse. They all sound like nasally and like kind of shrill, like it's a smaller guitar. So I don't know, I don't buy that. I would never spend substantial money on a cutaway guitar because you're already sacrificing so much tone, and it's like, what are you spending your money on exactly, if not a better sounding guitar? That's why I think acoustic guitars tend to look more similar to each other because it actually matters. Now, an electric guitar, and you guys have had comments where you've said like it's been shown that you can just have strings with pickups like on a table just attached exactly as a guitar would be configured, and you can play the strings and it sounds exactly like any other electric guitar. The tone wood doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the fretboard's made of. It's all the same. Therefore, you can make your electric guitar literally look like a table. You can bolt some strings to your wall with the pickup and that'll sound like an electric guitar too. Or you can just make it out of a cigar box or whatever. You can make an electric guitar look like anything. So in my opinion, there's less of an excuse for these electric builders to copy the Stratocaster shape because the Stratocaster shape is not what makes the Stratocaster sound good. Nothing makes the Stratocaster sound good, but what makes it sound like itself is just the fact that it's metal strings and it's the pickups. That's my point. So no, it doesn't apply to acoustic guitars, and that's why you're not gonna see like that shape get claimed by a company. Nobody else can make guitars that look like that, right? No, of course not. But this shape, on the other hand, I just don't buy that that's like public domain now. That's like saying Sonic the Hedgehog is public domain just because so many people like to make DeviantArt Sonic the Hedgehog character personas. And maybe Sonic the Hedgehog is a palette for a bunch of nerds out there. But I don't know, when I'm looking at DeviantArt Sonic the Hedgehog characters, which I do all the time by the way, I'm never thinking that this isn't part of the Sonic the Hedgehog DeviantArt genre. Is that a good example for you? This is a good time to wear my mustard stained shirt when I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog DeviantArt. Let's get a couple of examples right here. Dude, that's sick. I'm gonna use that as my wallpaper. Cameron Man, there he is. He's very athletic. Darn right he is. Yeah. Runs fast like Sonic the Hedgehog. So his one power is Sonic the Hedgehog's power. Just films literally everything. That's kind of me too, honestly. Wow. Me as a Sonic the Hedgehog character. My guardian soul MLP. Heck yeah. This is awesome. Sorry, I gotta focus. I have to work right now. I can't just look at Sonic the Hedgehog personas. Hey, I think we're about geared up to react to this Rick Beato video. So let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we?
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato.
Hey, Rick Beato, the king of intros. He didn't even talk about Sonic the Hedgehog once in that intro. He just said, hey, it's Rick Beato. You don't need to know what I do in my free time.
I've not made a video about this.
It's about time we do that, huh? Time to get those views.
Because a lot of people have made great videos on it.
Thank you, Rick. I know that that's directed to me, and I really appreciate that. And you know what? I'm gonna make another great video on it. Oh, sorry, one more thing. Hey, look at all those guitars back there. I bet they all sound, yeah, all right.
Fender Guitars is suing a number of European and US companies for making a Strat style guitar. This is a Fender Strat style guitar. It says Fender Strat.
Got that in cream too. A classy color for your Strat right there.
And they're suing because of the body shape.
Now, that's what I'd like to know. If you guys have been really tuning into Sore Hands, you'll remember that I said this. If they are suing for strictly the body shape, I think that that is ridiculous. But I said that if it's because of the pick guard too, that is the most identifiable thing about a Stratocaster, in my opinion. It's the pick guard and it's the pickups and the configuration of the 3 dials with the little switch that doesn't actually do anything. All of that stuff in that layout, that, I feel like, is what they should be suing for. For the body itself, this is a pretty standard guitar-shaped body, because again, it's just ergonomic, right? Like, you just got upper fret access, I don't know, it sits on your leg, like, your arm can kind of fit in this area here. Like, this is what a guitar looks like. Like, that's what my guitar looks like, too. It has, like, this shape, and it's the pick guard that makes it identifiable. So is it true that Fender is just suing for the body shape? If so, I'm not on Fender's side anymore. Unless they buy out my lease, of course, then I'll be on Fender's side no matter what. But I don't think they're gonna do that, but they might.
Let me see here, what do they call it? A copyrighted work of applied art rather than just a trademark. This is a ruling that came from a court in Germany, in Dusseldorf in particular, in March.
Dusseldorf, that doesn't sound like a real place.
What they're doing here is they're selling these guitars illegal, carrying potential fines of up to 250,000 pounds. They want people to destroy existing stock.
Wait, what are you talking about? That's what... That's absurd. I need to... What was that you were just looking at? I want to read that. Okay, so this is from spotlight.fender. So this is from Fender's homepage, I'm pretty sure. Fender wins landmark court ruling protecting the iconic Stratocaster body design. Dusseldorf. I already am skeptical of that. That sounds like an AI hallucination. Reinforces our commitment to originality, supports fair competition, and helps ensure that when players encounter these iconic Fender guitar shapes, they can trust the craftsmanship, quality, and heritage behind them. What do you mean by shapes? Because again, it's all about the pick guard for me. That's all I care about. For musicians, the ruling helps protect the authenticity and quality standards associated with Fender instruments, reducing confusion between genuine products and imitations while supporting the long-term value and collectability of original Fender guitars. Yeah, I'm sure the consumers really care about that. That was a big comment that you guys left too, like their quality control has gotten like worse and worse over the decades, so now the Silver Sky is a better Stratocaster, essentially. Yeah, I want to see where they say destroy your instruments. Alright, nowhere in this document does it say that Fender is expecting you to destroy your bootleg guitars. That's insane. Like, Fender police are gonna start knocking on your doors. You got any bootleg guitars around here? Where did that come from? Like, what constitutes the S-shaped guitar that Fender is suing the other companies for exactly? God, I'm resorting to the AI overview. The S-shape is a contoured asymmetrical design featuring a distinctive offset waist, a long upper horn, and a shortened lower cutaway to allow easy access to the higher frets. If there's nothing about the pickguard, then yes, this is ridiculous. Because every electric guitar, I feel, unless it's like something completely different, kind of looks like an S-shape. Like, again, let me get it. Like, is this an S-shape right here? Like, it's a little different, but it's not that different. you know? So, like, what exactly is the line with that? Because I wouldn't look at that guitar and think of Fender. Like, is that? Like, suing for this would be insane. Because it's like, that's just a guitar. We need to make an NRA for Fender guitars now. They're coming to take our guitars, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm editing on the treadmill. I've been doing a little bit of idiot research into this court ruling that we're talking about, and everything's pretty up in the air still. It seems like the thing that is set is that in Germany and in the EU, direct clones of the Stratocaster can't be sold. And how I'm interpreting that is like the Schminder Schmatocaster, where the purpose of it is to trick you into thinking that it's like a Fender, or it's just like a direct clone. But things like that blue guitar that I showed you, or like the Silver Sky, those would never be considered clones because they're pretty distinct. I know they have a pickguard, and even the blue one didn't have a pickguard, but it's still different, like the cut's different and all that. That'd be pretty wild if music stores across Europe had to pull all of the PRS or any guitar that remotely looks like a Stratocaster that isn't even a clone. So I don't know, that's interesting. Also, when Rick said, destroy your current stock, I interpreted that as Fender wanting individual like owners of bootleg guitars to destroy their guitars, which would be absurd, right? Rick is saying more like companies who sell them, well, they can't sell them anymore if that actually passes. And especially those who have clones, like direct clones. Like, what exactly can they do with them? So he's saying like destroying must be the only option. There's no hint of anything like that in the document that I read. Again, I am reading on the treadmill. My reading comprehension is basically cut in half on the treadmill, and I do read everything on here. And I do all my editing. But the way I interpreted what Rick said, especially comparing like people with their Fender guitars to like people with guns in the NRA. I think there's a lot of comedic merit to that, so I'm keeping it. And it's funny, so I don't care. I'll let you know if I think of anything else. Enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, by the way.
This looks like a Strat guitar, but it's not. Not exactly.
Rick Beato is outing himself. He's a criminal, dude. He's peddling fake Fenders.
Looks like a Strat guitar. You guys see me play this in videos, but this is not a Strat guitar either. It's actually a Charvel guitar. Now, you may recognize Charvel guitars because a lot of people play Charvel guitars, like, oh, I don't know, Alan Holdsworth.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything though, right? I'm just kidding. That's what y'all got from my one Alan Holdsworth video.
Guthrie Govan played a Charvel. Then you have people like Eddie Van Halen that played Frankenstrat that was put together from parts. A Strat style guitar.
Yeah, because you can just do that with electric guitars. You can just mix and match stuff, and it really doesn't matter at all. You can break stuff off, add new things, still sound the same.
Are they going to sue Alan Holdsworth for playing guitars 40 years ago?
God rest his soul. They're a little late on that.
Maybe they should have done it back then. Now, this Strat I bought in a music store here used. This started out as an American Standard Strat. The body is still an American Standard Strat, but the guitar that I bought that I paid $900 for had a really terrible neck on it. So what did I do? I took the neck off and I had a neck made that's not a Fender neck. This is not a Fender neck on it.
Could have fooled me, Rick. Why does it say Fender on it if it's not a Fender neck?
But it's a Fender body. What did I do with the neck? I threw it in the garbage. You know why? Because I couldn't sell it. Because it wasn't worth anything. It played terribly. And this is one of the problems with Fender guitars. The quality has been hit or miss. John Mayer is the...
Ooh, this is the big one right here. You know, I'm going to make one more Fender video after this, and it's when John Mayer puts out a statement. I'm going to look at that, because I have to, right? And you know what? Rick's making a lot of good points here. Fender quality control might suck. Like, I'd argue that electric guitars in general suck, and it's more of a symptom of that than, like, the quality control per se. I don't know. All right, let's keep going.
Biggest artist that used to play Fender guitars. Why did John Mayer move from Fender guitars? He was a Fender endorsee from early 2000s when he became a big star all the way up to 2018.
Why did he move over? I imagine it's something to do with money.
Then he switched to PRS. Why would you lose your biggest artist to another company? Could it be that maybe the instruments weren't good enough quality? Could it be that he didn't get good artist relations, you know, attention from the company? I don't know. I don't know, John.
Could have fooled me, Rick. Have you had him on your show? I do not believe so, but he has made John Mayer versus Joe Bonamassa videos from 7 years ago. Maybe John Mayer didn't like that too much. Listen, people in my comment section keep saying, like, you need to ask Rick Beato to get on his show. I don't deserve to be on Rick Beato's show. There's no reason for me to be on Rick Beato's show. It would be a boring episode because it would be like, oh, Cameron, you're like a loser grad student who has a YouTube channel and you just, like, dog on people online all day, and you play classical guitar sometimes and not even that well, and you're kind of not even that good, especially like on the professional world stage. You're terrible on that stage, and that would be the whole interview. It'd be like 20 minutes long and it would just kind of suck. Dude, the next Rick Beato interview, I'm hoping to see John Mayer and talking about the whole Fender stuff. That would be a sick Rick Beato interview. Rick Beato, if you want like 10 million views, do that. I would see that. Do that, and then I'll make a reaction video on it that gets like 25,000 views. That's a freaking idea right there. I don't even want royalties for that one, Rick. I just want to react to it. That's all I care about.
It's probably part of both. If you were to go to any music store, Guitar Center, and pull a Fender Strat off the shelf and go play it at a gig, well, I wouldn't recommend it because the chances of it playing well are extremely low.
I know you guys were saying this in the comments, but Rick is really going hard on Fender right now. He does not care about his relationship with Fender guitars.
Okay, so what can Fender do now? I'm not sure that they can get the trust back of musicians out there. I don't know if it can be done. It's amazing how toxic they are.
Hey, Rick.
We screwed up with this lawsuit. Tell this German company that's this law firm that's doing this thing, they're going to stop the litigation against companies. They should sue that whoever convinced them to do this, and they should get rid of the new CEO.
After hearing Rick wax about this issue, I kind of get where he's coming from. Like, you know, guitar builders should be able to build whatever. I think the fact that Fender is suing for just the shape of the body in general without the pickguard or the button configuration, that's a bit ridiculous because, again, that shape is just ergonomic. That's just what a guitar is going to look like. An electric guitar, that is. And you need a place for your leg. You need a place for your arm. The horns are a little weird, I admit, but it does look cool, so I kind of get it. It's the pickguard and the buttons for me. Beyond that, I don't know. Finishing up the editing on this video, and I'm disappointed in myself because I've been listening to Rick's arguments, and he's talking a lot about Fender quality control. I don't really see what that has to do with other people copying Fender's designs, though. Just because your guitars suck doesn't mean you deserve to have your art stolen. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like he's saying they deserve it because their quality sucks. If their quality didn't suck, Fender wouldn't deserve to have their design stolen. I still stand by what I said. I think the general shape, that should be allowed to be copied, just as an acoustic guitar's general shape is copied all the time. Also, I kept saying your arm goes in this place. It's actually more of like your boob that goes in there. It's not your arm. I do play guitar, I promise. The horn is useful because you can use it as your fedora holder, of course, but your leg goes there, your boob goes there. I guess I'm having a hard time seeing what Rick's point is with all of this. This video basically is just Fender guitars suck. They suck. Don't buy them. If you buy a Fender guitar for a gig and you don't try it out beforehand, God help you, because that's the last gig you're ever going to have. That's what this video is. All right, I will see you for the conclusion now. So, in conclusion with this whole Fender thing, here's what I think you should do if you're buying a new guitar. You should buy the absolute cheapest guitar at Guitar Center that plays well, because that's really all that matters. Don't look at brand. Don't look at anything else like that. Just, does the wood feel good to play? You can always change the pickups, you can change the strings, you can change all that stuff out later. And that's your budget option for a guitar. Or if you're swimming in money, hire a luthier. Have them make you a classical guitar ideally, or if you're crazy, you can have them make you an electric guitar, and then just play that. But honestly, again, with the electric guitar, you're probably better off just playing the cheapest electric guitar you can find that feels good still, and just changing out the electronics to be whatever you want, to get whatever sound you want. And that's how you do it right there. This is just another excuse to make a Fender video and potentially trick people into clicking on this video thinking it's going to be something. It ended up being this, which is, you know, what even is this? I don't know. Hey, CVS, I'm all ears. I'm looking for anything right now. And I guess maybe to end this, we can take one more moment just to appreciate that it's funny that these electric guitar brands are feuding right now, because they literally all make the same exact product of the same quality, as far as I'm concerned, because they all suck. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. Hey, of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Of course, I have a recital class that's going to be happening very soon. Let me see how many people are in it. Hey, there's only 6 people in it right now. I know that it's a new platform from Patreon, so it might be a little like foreign signing onto it, but it's just a website called Luma. Don't be scared of it. But no matter how many people are in the class, which there's a cap of 12 right now, if there are only 6 people in the class, that's fine too, because it doesn't need to go on for the 2 hours. We can just play and then wrap it up whenever it's ready. But if you want to be a part of that, link is in the description. If you don't know what it is, just read the description for the class. But if you do play classical guitar and you're looking to get better at performing, it's a good class for you. Of course, head on down over to Rutan's Delight for some merch. There's a 15% off sale. It's my dad's birthday Rutan's Delight sale. There's a sale for 15% off all month, so there you go. All right, well, I'll see you in the next one.